Let's talk about mentorship. Let's talk about people that we follow. Now, we as individuals, we're always looking to associate ourselves, affiliate ourselves with people who come from the same walks of life that we have, that come from the same spiritual background. It's our nature as humans to kind of assemble with like minded people. And we also follow a certain doctrine, and there are some people that are in leadership positions who promote that doctrine. Nothing wrong with that, as long as it's positive. That's human nature. But the thing is, we have to be careful. I mentioned before that it's necessary to research the person that's in front of the camera. If you decided that you are going to follow this person, number one, understand that they are human. They're just exercising whatever gift that's been bestowed upon them by their creator. Whether it's music or whether it's teaching or whether it's art, whatever the case may be, they took it upon themselves to go ahead and share it with the world. It could have been divinely given to them to do that, or they could have just decided to strike out on their own. There are different reasons for that, but nonetheless, they're sharing their gifts with the world. And some of them do it because they want to get a following, some of them don't. Okay. But the thing is, don't become so, I want to say enamored. I know I use that word a lot, but I just think it's a cool word, so bear with me. Don't become so enamored with that person that you don't check them out. I've mentioned before, idolatry is a sin. Basically, idolatry is a situation where you put that person or that thing above your own existence, above your own care. You see people that won't eat or won't sleep or take time off work because of a person or a situation all the time. You guys got to understand, you need sleep. You need food. You need shelter. You need a job to take care of these things. And any time that something comes along that interferes with you trying to maintain your survival, then, you need to check that. You need to check that. And I know I'm stepping on some toes when it comes to certain religions. That's cool too. If you got a certain religion that you prescribe to, I'm going to go ahead and just set that to the side. I'm not talking about that. So whatever you practice is whatever you practice, as long as you're happy. Because I know some religions, they frown upon material possessions, and there's certain things they require for you to do. I don't have any judgment against anybody because I've dealt with people from different backgrounds, and I fully understand that. So if you have a spiritual or religious belief that has something to do with the way you survive, I'm not talking to you. I'm just talking about average people. Once you get a certain age, you want to be able to learn a little bit more about life, and this person comes along and they're speaking to your soul, they're speaking to your spirit. There's nothing wrong with that. But make sure you do your research about this person before you decide to start giving up your extra free time following them. That's all I'm trying to say. There's nothing wrong with that. Let me tell you something. Google is a blessing. I tell people all the time, there's no excuse why you can't go back to school. There's no excuse why you can't start a business. There's no excuse why you can't find directions to anywhere. Because I remember when I was a little kid, we used to take road trips and we have to get the map book. They would sell the little individual maps at the gas station. But they also had the big book that had all the maps and all the highways of all the states and everything. And I would be in the back seat and I would have to pull out the map and tell my dad, what highway he's got to turn off on and everything. But now we've got Google Maps and we got GPS and everything else. And all we have to do is just look it up. We could look up anything. And we could do it from our cell phone. So there's no excuse for somebody saying they don't know something. I mean, Google doesn't have everything, but it has a lot. It has a lot. So I kind of get irritated with people when they say they don't know something. So if you choose that you want to follow this person's philosophy or teachings or their work, and you want to do it on a regular basis, become a fan, Okay, no problem. Just check them out first, though. See how they're living. And I'm not talking about how they used to live. Okay? I'm not talking about what they did last year or the year before that. I'm talking about what they're doing now. Because people could turn around and they could live one way, and then a year later they could be doing something else. People change. That is, if they want to. I just say this to say this. Make sure that you use your spirituality wisely. Make sure that you use your spiritual connections wisely. And just use wisdom. Pay attention to people and things around you. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't cost anything, and it could save you a lot of hurt in the end. Just saying.